Right, the start now of race number 144, which is a gross, isn't it? Yeah. 374, Emanuel School up against the double skull of Thames Rowing Club. This is the Thames Rowing Club crew with this pricing. Emanuel nearest to the bank. Thames over towards the middle of the river. This is the junior double sculls.
And again, beautiful sculling. And the umpire not getting involved at the moment. Emanuel School really trying hard, Martin, to have a resurgence. They used to have some really good crews about 10 years ago. They've just gone off the boil a bit lately, but the girls are certainly coming back. And they had a relatively good national schools regatta, actually. And they're up against Thames Rowing Club. So it looks that Emanuel had the better start and seemed to be up slightly.
The next batch of 4 races are the juniors double sculls. This for the Rayner Trophy, sponsored by local estate agents Simmons and Sons.
Yeah, so it is Emanuel who have taken the lead past the island and are maintaining that lead, sculling pretty well. And if Thames are going to get back in the race, they're going to have to do it, I would say, within the next 200 to 300 metres, because Emanuel seem to be opening a bit of a gap here. So both of these crews had to come through the time trial this morning, which eliminated about 8 double sculls, and so they've already done pretty well just to get on the start line. And Emanuel sculling really well. Actually, this could be a bit of a surprise package, because they've not really made a name for themselves yet in this season in junior rowing, but they're rowing very neatly. And it is Thames that are trying to get it back on level terms. You can see they've upped the rate a bit, but you just see how lovely and smooth Emanuel are. It's so much easier when you're winning, isn't it?
Yeah, we were talking earlier about rowing, and women's rowing in particular, junior rowing and senior rowing, and just how popular it is. And I know the clubs in Henley are really bursting to the seams. Your school, you had Shiplake Vikings that, with respect, were a few olds going out on a Sunday morning, but all of a sudden it's a club.
Yeah, junior club.
Junior club.
Well,
quite a few
we
members.
actually responded to the fact that other Henley clubs didn't have enough space, didn't have enough room.
Yeah.
And actually it was founded by a chap called Richard Barclay, who managed to get me roped in a little bit. And now we've got over about, well, certainly 80 people on the books, and around about 40 who are sculling. Mostly girls.
Mostly girls. And I was saying to, do you know Alison Mowbray? You heard of Alison Mowbray? She paddled a bit in her time, I think.
A little bit.
I was saying to her, I read somewhere that it's the second fastest growing female sport in the UK.
Not surprised. And you see, that almost all came out after the Olympics. They talked about the legacy, didn't they?
Yeah.
And has it really taken off? I'm not sure. But in women's rowing, I think it has.
Yeah, you see, I didn't put it down to that. I put it down to Henley Royal Regatta allowing the junior girls to race, and then allowing my daughter to win it. So that's what I put it down to.
Oh, is it? Simple as that?
And I put that down to breeding.
Yeah.
So actually, it all comes back to me.
You are a remarkable
man.
I
am. And you're a remarkable man. I'm going to say bye-bye to you, Greg Davis.
Good.
And thank you so much for your commentary. We'll look forward to having you commentating on these images again. Do go down and jump on a boat. There's the offers there. You can go and follow some of these races. Absolutely fantastic. As we're watching here the closing stages now of this first of the double sculls, with Cambridge 99 up against King Edward the 6th School. We say goodbye to Greg, and God bless my soul, I was only mentioning somebody, and here she is, just like that.
Chance.
Just by chance.
Give me a moment to get settled in.
I will indeed. Alison Mowbray's settling in.
It's my bike. You borrowed my bicycle, didn't you?
Yes. It's got 2 flat tyres now, but it's chained up. It's chained up against the sign that says, "Do not chain bicycles here," actually.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we talked about Emanuel School and Thames Rowing Club. We've got Thames and Sir William Perkins now racing. And then the last of the double sculls in this batch of races, race 147, is Northwich up against Twickenham. And Alison has come with a laminated sheet. My goodness.
I know. I'm trying to be organised
How
today.
professional. And a
I've just
rate
come
meter.
I've just come straight off the boat, so I've been in the thick of the action, the exciting races today.
Well, I must admit, the headmaster of Shipley has been estimating the rates, so it's nice to have the real thing. So, if you look here, we're into the junior double sculls, and this is a very, very close race here indeed. I believe we've got Thames nearest to us and Sir William Perkins on the far side. And there's about, what's that, about a length and
Length and a
bit?
quarter in that one.
Yeah, about a length and a
Been
quarter.
some close races with these junior
There have.
race.
Northwich up against Twickenham. Sorry, Norwich. Norwich against Northwich. Have I got that right? Norwich against Northwich on the course at the moment. This is a heat of the double sculls, race number 145. Moving away down the course.
So we've got the distinctive colours of yellow for Northwich, who've got a good lead there. It's pretty easy to pick them out. So in the Northwich boat, we've got Beth Wilfred Dutton and Lucy Jill Banks. Sculling very nicely. I've been really impressed with the level of junior sculling here this morning. Just managed to see some crews on the boats before I had to come off. And look at that, it's very well together. I mean, this is early in the course. We're only into about the first third of the race, and yet they've got themselves a commanding lead. Try and get a rate on that, but they look to have dropped that down quite considerably already.
Junior double sculls. This is for the Rayner Cup, sponsored by Simmons and Sons, and the Regatta, of course, very, very grateful to all their sponsors. You can see the logo at the top right-hand side of your screen of all those sponsors that have very, very kindly supported this regatta, which goes from strength to strength, as does junior rowing, and there's been some quality on display, we were saying.
I know. I believe there's a waiting list at many clubs at the moment for juniors to come in, which is just amazing. It used to be for women's rowing. It used to be that you pretty much, in my day, that you had to wait to go to university to be able to start at 18, and now it's just a fantastic opportunity. And these Northwich girls have really taken this opportunity on. They've dropped their rate down to good 8:28 now. Passing the commentary position, they've got a clear lead of 4, 5, 6 lengths over the
Yeah, you can't see them coming back from
the
this.
Twickenham Rowing Club double. Charlie Parr, Megan Duthart.
No,
Good experience.
I think
good
barring
experience
disaster
for all
there.
of them.
Yeah, barring disaster there, Alison. I think this race is done and dusted. There's another race on the course now, and this looks pretty tight. This is junior double sculls, the last of the races in this batch. Thames Rowing Club up against Sir William Perkins School.
Oh.
That's what we're told here. So whether they've gone out of order, I think that's
they
probably
must
what's
have done.
happened. Yes, they have.
Ah, this was
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
So
no, it's not.
Thames nearest to us, yes, and
Yes, it
Perkins
is,
on
the
the far
distinctive colours of
side.
Thames there.
You used to wear one of those. You should.
I still have one.
have a
Looking
look
in
for-
my they made me an honorary life member,
The-
which is
the-
really sweet of them. So, but it's pretty level. Thames
It
just
is.
inching ahead now. I think it's looking pretty good. We might get a bit of a close race out of this one. No information on why this race has been delayed, but Thames and Sir William Perkins giving each other a good race on the course at the moment.
So they're heading down the car parking area. Gone just over a third of the way. Now they're making their way towards what was the old barn bar and the enclosures. So you'd expect a bit of support from the bank here. Thames nearest to us, and on the left-hand side of your screen you can see the double scull there of Sir William Perkins.
Still very level. Thames underrating slightly. Thames have got the rating of about 32. To Sir William Perkins have kept theirs a bit higher. They're up at 33, 34. So even though they're level here, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out down the course. Maybe Thames of saving something a little bit. They've got a bit more rhythm, a bit of a lower rate. They might have something to lift through. But it still takes quite a lot from Sir William Perkins to be able to maintain this rate. Looking quite fit and feisty there. So we're getting a good race out of this one.
You've been out on the front or back of the boat, probably the back of the boat, doing a bit of commentating. What are conditions like?
Again, very flat and calm this morning. There's a little bit of a headwind. It feels a little bit breezy, but it's very fair conditions. Very, easy to race in. I'd say you're not going to get your blades caught on anything. If you get your blades caught on anything, it's going to be your mishap, not the weather's, not the conditions.
And we passed Fawley Court there. One of our sponsors, of course, Fawley Court. A huge thanks to them. And as we pass there, it is Thames now that have taken the lead up to about 3/4 of a length. They're just passing our commentary position now, and I can see that it's now almost a length.
Took them a while to take that advantage, but Hannah Havelock-Allen and Tyson Bellini-Purton of Thames have managed to take that up. And we're up onto the start of the next race, the junior double sculls between Northwich Rowing Club and Twickenham Rowing Club. Northwich have gone off fast there, my goodness. They've really taken that one on. So the Northwich double up at 38.40 now.
Yes, this is the last of these mates, so we must have gone slightly out of order there. However, we are on race 147.
Right, we're back on order now.
I believe we are, yeah. So it's Northwich and Twickenham. And as they're just reached the top of the island, it looks very much as if Northwich have got a decent lead here over Twickenham.
Yep, they went off at a higher rating and they've maintained the higher rating. Still at 36, 37 now. They've got some 2 lengths lead over Twickenham Rowing Club. They're rating slightly higher and they're slightly tighter of the double here.
That's a pretty impressive lead for this stage of the race, isn't it?
It's very good. I mean, look at there, they've got themselves clear water now. So now it's a matter of, now they have to use their young, mature heads to work out what to do in this race, when to bring it down to conserve their energy for future races, which they're almost certainly going to go through at. So they're going to really conserve themselves, make sure they don't make any mishaps. There's always a bit about that, because they'll have raced once already this morning in the junior time trials to get this far. So this is probably their second race of the day, but they're a commanding lead there now.
This is the second batch of races, so it will take them down to the last 8 after this. Junior double sculls for the Rayner Cup, and looking as though
they're still rating it. They're still really racing this out.
Yeah. I mean, barring disaster, it looks as if they're going to progress through.
They look very comfortable about it. I mean, they're still rating sort of 34, but they look long, they look comfortable. It's a very tidy double. Twickenham Rowing Club there, pink. They're still giving it some good rate there. They're pushing ahead. Now they've knocked it down a little bit. Now they're conserving themselves slightly. As they come past the enclosures, they'll get a bit of cheering. The banks are packed, despite it not being the sunniest of days today. It's pretty cold out there. We've got people picnicking on the banks, supporting This is what I really love about Women's Henley. It's all about the rowing. Everyone's sat there watching the racing, cheering the racing. There are perhaps a few more people in the bar today, but they're running over to watch their crews go past as and when they need to.
No, the Copus Partnership done a good job here. You can come down and there's plenty of areas to sit down and have a drink, something to eat, plenty of viewing area, and there are a lot of people here today, it has to be said. I've been up to the enclosure earlier, up at Remenham Club, and that's very, very busy as well as these crews now head up towards the start. It looks as if this race is pretty much over, and now we're in for the next batch of racing, which are the junior singles sculls. As we see the tail end of that race, on the start, it is the junior singles